Hi, so I'm Trevor Shan, the educating entrepreneur. We're back again with another entrepreneur interview. This time we have Alex Hargrave. Alex and I have known each other for years, and he's currently founded and is running MidAtlantic Masonry Heat. And so, Alex, you want to tell us a bit more about yourself and how you got into the into what you're doing now?
Yeah, okay. MidAtlantic Masonry Heat is a small family owned business. We're located in Ruckersville. And we sell and distribute something called a Tulakivi masonry heater. We have the whole Mid-Atlantic area for us. We have dealers in Pennsylvania, Virginia, North Carolina. We're dealers for Hearthstone and Napoleon wood stoves. Also, we run a 4-truck chimney sweep and masonry repair service. We can pretty much handle any and all of your wood burning needs. Mid-Atlantic Masonry Heat, we strive to provide a turnkey experience for our customers, from repairs, installations, annual service, and we like to consider ourselves to be wood burning experts.
Excellent. That sounds like a lot, though.
Yeah.
Excellent. Sounds like there's a depth of knowledge there. So, yeah, just kind of as you've done this and you've gotten more involved with it, you got an item or two that maybe you think, hey, I wish I'd learned this earlier, or something that you might want to share out to other entrepreneurs to go, hey, pick this up sooner rather than later.
Yeah. I guess there's a common misperception that owning a small business is like glamorous, or success is measured by talent. For me, hard work and persistence is paramount. Sometimes talent can hold people back. I do think you need a certain amount of ability in whatever field you pursue. But if something comes too easily, I find that one, you get bored. Two, sometimes you're not ready for the hard times when they come, and you really have to be able to push through and grind.
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, that's great. Like, so, kind of dovetails into another question I like to ask is how do you stay motivated, right? Like you said, that being an entrepreneur isn't always glamorous, and there's a lot of times where it's really, really difficult. Again, the CIC, which is where I volunteer, they've got a strong network, and I routinely preach to folks, connect with other entrepreneurs, because it just gives you a support network. So how do you deal with those hard times and those things that are difficult for you?
I mean, it's nothing special. For me personally, to stay motivated, there's a lot of huge, big picture things that you have to accomplish in any business, any career. I like to try to break those down, one, so they're not so daunting, and two, so they're more accessible. So basically, I, get on my Outlook calendar and I schedule in blocks to kind of pretty much take care of certain tasks. I give myself that time allowance, and I work through them. The big thing is that I definitely, you got to know your priorities, and realize that sometimes lower priorities are the most important to grow your business and push your business forward. Oftentimes they're the hardest and they take the most time. So I really try hard to keep those areas. Hmm. Sorry.
No, it's all
Let's
right.
do it again.
So, yeah. So if I'm hearing you correctly, right, like you need some of those, I guess, less fun tasks that you really need to go push through. You can break those things down kind of into the smaller groups and then block off time to make sure that you get them done. Because if you don't schedule time for them, you're not going to get to them. Is that about what you're saying?
Yeah, for the most part.
Okay. Okay. One of the things that I talk about in one of my blog posts is as an entrepreneur, the sheer number of things that you have to learn. Like you don't think of yourself as, you're not just a bouquet maker, you're a delivery driver as well, right? Um, it sounds like you guys have quite a diversity um, to your business. But are there any of those things that you woke up one morning and you're like, I didn't know I'd be doing this today?
Um, yeah, I mean, basically, um, you're constantly having to adapt and grow in every role. Every day, I am taking care of tasks that weren't necessarily um, in the scope of what you would consider my work to be. But I do have to navigate those. I do have to figure out ways to get through them. For the most part, what I find in business is um, you definitely have to be able to pivot and swivel and make things happen, even when you're not so sure of how to do that.
Gotcha. Yeah, yeah.
That's a
No,
constant.
yeah, it's one of those things about being a business owner is the fact that you are the guy, right? Like, so if something's got to get done, there's only one person who's going to be doing it, right?
Yeah.
So that's awesome. So again, just kind of there's I'm sure a lot of resources you have for the wood burning and the masonry and the chimney sweep and all that kind of stuff. But there's also a business side to all of that, right? So you had to set up a business, right? You got to get a business license. You got employees, you got to pay them, right? That kind of stuff. Um, yeah. What are some of those consistent business ideas that or resources that you go to? Like, how did you figure out how to get some of the business side of these things done? If it wasn't necessarily something you knew beforehand.
So basically, like-minded friends have been
Okay.
my best resource.
Okay, great.
So I've been lucky enough to, a lot of my closest friends, I guess, are self-employed. So I've been able to ask and receive a lot of help
Gotcha.
through them, also my family as well. So as far as like resources are concerned, that's been pretty paramount for me. Um, and, for instance, one of my good friends, he owns four um, grocery stores:
Okay.
Market Street Market, Crozet Great Value, Fresh Mart
Okay.
out in Poughkeepsie, and he employs about 100 people. And you know, individuals like that are a godsend to people like me.
Yeah,
So
I
anytime I
can
have a
imagine.
question about anything, he tends to have an answer for me.
Or at least get aim me somewhere if not that, right? So
Yeah.
yeah, and it's one of those things that one of the things I'm actually currently writing a blog post on is when do you need to go get that professional help like a lawyer, right? Or when
Right.
can you do it yourself, right? And so I think being able to have a resource like that, friends that are like-minded, where you can go, okay, when did you set it up and do it yourself? When did you not? So when did you hire somebody? So um, yeah, and the other thing we were talking about is discussing is kind of like the opportunity value, right? When is it actually cheaper to hire somebody because it can let you be out there, selling, or it can allow you to be out there, growing your business, and letting somebody else take care of the more mundane things, if that provides more value for the business. So
No, I'm a firm believer of do what you do well and farm out the rest, man.
offload the rest. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So and again, like you said, your your knowledge is already very diverse, right? No need to
Yeah.
continue to spread yourself thinner and thinner, right?
Hmm.
So yeah, when I was my first economics class in college, the professor stumped us all by going, "Hey, if I pay someone to if I'm an accountant, I pay somebody $20 to wash my car, did that make me or lose me money?" And we said, "Well, you lost $20." And he's like, "No, if I can be inside making $50 an hour doing somebody's taxes, then I actually made net 30 by paying somebody $20 to wash my car." And it was a real. It just got me thinking in a new way, and I've always loved that analogy. So awesome. So again, I think we've talked a bit about sometimes being an entrepreneur. can be rather difficult. It's good to have friends and a network, and then sometimes you just just got to chug through. But you get and we always like to end on a high note. You got a success story or two that really kind of was that time where you said, "Wow, right, this is why I do it," or I didn't think I'd be able to do that, and look at me, just accomplished it.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, I'm really proud of how far we've been able to come in the past few years. In 2022, we just moved to a new 12,000 square foot warehouse
Wow.
in Ruckersville. Yeah. We got a
Ah,
showroom, offices, all in that facility.
that's
And
awesome.
yeah, yeah. We have an annual growth of 18% for the past 3 years. So, I mean,
That's great.
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and most recently, my wife just left her full-time job as a state legislative assistant and has been doing the books for us and other, administrative kind of capacities there as
That's
well.
amazing. Yeah, yeah. 18% year over year is quite the for any entrepreneurs watching this. That's aggressive growth. So I don't know if you don't hit that, don't feel bad.
I
So that's pretty
don't,
impressive.
I don't know if I could handle any more.
Yeah.
Let's
Well,
just
see, you can
put
hire
it
more
that
people and
way.
delegate more.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
Excellent.
it's a constant kind of battle of spinning plates and keeping them in there. So
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I was, again, as an entrepreneur, that usually is the thing, right? There's always 12 things to be done and they all need to be done now. So, helping prioritize them is great. So, well, Alex, I want to thank you so much for hopping on and doing this interview with me. Hopefully that, some fresh entrepreneurs will find this valuable. And yeah, I really appreciate your time.
awesome. Well, thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. Bye-bye.